Hey guys, so we've made it to the final of World's Strongest Man 2020. 10 athletes in the final. It's been an exciting day so far.
It has. So they've only actually done 2 events so far because,
Yeah, it's going to be a long day there. They're talking about doing the 3rd event in the evening. So we thought we'd get this first video out with the first 2 events as quick as possible to you.
So before we go any further, as always, if you are new here, there is no live feed and we do not have any footage, nothing that we'd be allowed to use anyway. And obviously this video contains spoilers.
Beautifully done.
Thank you.
First event today, slight change on the original event that was laid out by World's Strongest Man. Not unusual, not uncommon at World's Strongest Man for events to change last minute. You've been with me before and you've seen this happen. So for fans watching, it'll probably be really strange, but the athletes will be used to it.
Yeah, so they were supposed to do a farmer's walk into Yoke and it was changed into an Anvil load or carry
into
the yoke.
So the Anvil was 125 kilos, which is about 275 pounds, and then a 500 kilo yoke, which is 1,100 pounds. Pretty heavy yoke. I think the Anvil's there just to annoy them at the start, and and it kind of it changes the element slightly with the event because
separate the guys.
Well, not just that. When you do an event normally, you're set and ready to go. So you've got yourself in position. Whereas this, you've got to kind of really be quick at getting yourself into the transition onto the yoke. So it's just a little different element to throw in and just changes it slightly. So a little kind of, insider tip there, if you like. Someone like myself, it's something I practice a lot when I was competing in Strongman. I practice turns and trying to get into position quickly. Because if you can get in and get off quickly, you can have a head start against a lot of other athletes. So anyway, enough of what I can do. It's all about these 10 men today. 10 amazing athletes. Shall we quickly go through the list? I've just quickly got to mention real sad news. Graham Hicks, who made his first ever final, he unfortunately tore his bicep on the first event today. So absolutely gutting. He worked so hard to get into the final.
Poor Graham. He's one of the unlucky ones, isn't he? He doesn't have a lot of luck at World's Strongest Man.
No, so unfortunately, end of his performance this year after the first event. So I'm absolutely gutted for Graham. But the show must go on. So Liz, do you want to give us the results of the Giants medley?
Okay, so we'll work in reverse order then. So Luke Richardson earned himself 2 points with a total finish time of 36.7 seconds. Ivers Schmugstelis and 3 points with 34.97. Then it was Brian Shaw getting 4 points with 27.03 seconds. JF Caron, 26.92 seconds, getting 5 points. Tom Stoltman, apparently Tom actually dropped the Anvil, though there was a bit of a fumble there, but he obviously pulled it back. Tom's a super fast athlete, 26.61 seconds. Kevin Ferris, fast again.
He's doing amazing this year.
He is, yeah.
Kevin Ferris, absolutely surprising so many people. I mean, people that know him know how strong he is.
Yeah.
I competed against him at North America's a few years back. He was in my group at Worlds last year.
Yeah.
And I've known for a while how good he is, but he looks like he's in the best shape he's ever been, performing brilliantly.
Stepped up another level this year. Then we had Jerry Pritchett, 24.71. Oh,
Jerry in
putting
form
the foot
this year.
down.
He's great at the yoke as well. Another really good yoker.
Alexei Novikov in second place, earning himself 9 points, 23.79 seconds. We know Novikov is super fast. And then finally, British Adam Bishop, 22.55 seconds, winning his first event. He will be so chuffed.
He'll be over the moon. And when I kind of go on about events being important, Adam was in 4th place in his group.
No, a lot of people
suddenly
think that,
we all write him off. He comes in first event.
Yeah.
I mean, I know how good Adam is at the yoke. He's a great yoke racer.
Of course.
And what a start for him at World's Strongest Man. He's into the final and he wins the first event. And I mean, big surprise. I mean, the big surprise there is Brian Shaw, I guess, in 7th place. JF in 6th place didn't surprise me.
No.
For me, this was JF's worst event in the final. He isn't the best at yoke, and he'll probably admit that himself. Brian being down in 7th is a little bit of a surprise. and it wasn't even a light yoke.
No, because you did say a heavier yoke would suit Brian, and 500 kilos
500 is a
heavy
decently,
yoke.
you know, it's not as heavy as they did last year, but I think that was ridiculous.
That was stupidly heavy,
500 is a good weight for world level, especially as part of a medley.
Especially when they're not told the weights prior as well. Like, you can surprise someone with a 500 kilo yoke. You should never surprise them with a 650 kilo yoke, should they, Lottie?
610, but still.
It doesn't matter.
We will exaggerate.
We will.
But honestly, I've got to say, Alexei Novikov is on fire.
That probably brings us nicely into the second event that we know about then. Deadlift for max from 18 inches. Oh, actually, it's a silver dollar
deadlift. It's basically an 18-inch deadlift. World's Strongest Man saying that the record is set by Tom McGee.
But it's not.
The World's Strongest Man record is set by Tom McGee.
Okay. So like a federation record, if you like. Okay. So we like to think of ourselves as fair people. So credit where it's due. We hear that Anthony Pernis, and I don't know if I'm saying his name correctly, still holds the 18-inch deadlift record with 550 kilos. But you have something to say about that, don't you?
Yeah, and I think it's fair. It's really difficult with strongman because there's no governing body with records. So I don't want to go too deep into it in this video. But apparently he's done 550 as an 18-inch deadlift. However, with 18-inch deadlifts, equipment again varies. So looking at these results here, we know how good some of these deadlifters are. And, you know, I'm just going to go out and tell you who won this event because, you know, it's just such a surprising winner. Alexei Novikov breaking the World's Strongest Man record, pulling 537.5 kilos. He is not regarded as the world's greatest deadlifter. You'd be expecting, you know, for me, I was expecting Jerry and JF and then Bish to be the top three deadlifters in this event, and then someone like Brian Shaw I would expect to be close behind. I was not expecting...
Luke Richardson as well.
Luke Richardson's done some incredible deadlifts this year. People were talking about him having a crack at the 400 deadlift for reps earlier in the year.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's picked up an injury or something, but it's not been the greatest start in the final for Luke.
No, so
let's remember, he is the youngest athlete in this final. He's at his first World's Strongest Man.
Exactly.
How many times do I tell people, you know, World's Strongest Man, the first time, it's a big learning curve. I don't know if he's picked up an injury or not, or whatever. He's not the kind of guy that will make an excuse.
No.
But I would have expected better from Luke on the deadlift. So with Graham Hicks having to withdraw, the bottom two athletes on the deadlift were Ivers and Luke Richardson. Then we had Kevin Ferris, who pulled 440 kilos, 18-inch pull. Sorry, so it's not really a powerlifting deadlift. It's a higher deadlift.
Yeah, it's not a conventional deadlift. It's higher up the leg.
Yeah. And then we had a tie with Tom Stoltman, who's really brought his deadlift up the last couple of years, and Brian Shaw, the two tallest men in the final, both pulling 478 kilos. I thought JF could win this event.
Yeah.
I thought if he kind of came in and won this event, this is going to be a big chance for him to win Worlds.
Yeah.
He's pulled 509 kilos, as has Jerry Pritchett, as has Adam Bishop. Now, no one in hell was expecting, I mean, maybe he was, but I don't think any of us were expecting Alexei Novikov to come in and pull 537.5 kilos and win the event against these deadlifters.
Yeah.
People will say he's a fast strongman. He's gone and won the heaviest event in the competition.
It's outrageous. So from what we can gather, from what we know, Adam, Jerry and JF did attempt that heavier deadlift.
Yep.
We also know that Brian Shaw did attempt the 509 but couldn't break it off the floor. I think that's all we know, though.
That is, I mean, we're as clueless as everyone. You know, I feel for you guys each year watching World's Strongest Man like this. I've never had to do it before. I've always been there. I've been able to watch. It's quite a nice
sport
luxury.
Through spreadsheets.
I've been spoiled.
Yeah. Now you're with the commoners.
It's crazy. We're watching World's Strongest Man through a spreadsheet. I'm there refreshing the spreadsheet again and again to see what's going on. Texting my mates that are out there trying to get a Wi-Fi signal. It's ludicrous. I'm not going to lie, but I'm actually quite excited.
It's quite fun though, isn't it? In a weird way.
Kind of feel like I'm back on dial-up and the internet.
Yeah.
But I'm as the results come through, it's quite exciting.
Yeah, it is.
And seeing the overall right now. I mean, let's take a quick look at the overall.
Yeah, so let's get that up.
So as you can see, guys, we've got the overall score up, and I'm sure a lot of people weren't expecting this after 2 events. So Alexei Novikov leading the competition with 19 points, Adam Bishop on 18, Jerry Pritchett on 16, and as you can see then we've got JF Karan, Tom Stoltman, Kevin, Brian Shaw in 7th place right now. He's got some good events to come, but a lot of people would have expected him to score more on the deadlift. Okay, guys, only 2 events gone so far, so still too early for anyone to run away with it. 40 points to play for. There's still so much excitement to be had. We're going to be refreshing that spreadsheet all night long.
Yeah, as soon as we know the keg toss results, obviously we'll be here talking about it because we're sad like that. And then the other 3 events happen tomorrow, so we might get some sleep tonight, which should be good. Also, again, thank you to the very helpful and very lovely
Éloi Fournier,
who is the spreadsheet guy who keeps all of this updated for all of the fanatics, the strongman fanatics that follow their sport by a spreadsheet.
Which is nuts. But
it's real weird, isn't it?
We're all having fun on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Worst things we could be doing.
Right, guys. Again, also thank you all so much. The support on the page this week has just been unbelievable. We've been overwhelmed by it. It's been really cool. I'm glad that you like the wife.
I'm glad you like him.
And yeah, keep supporting us. Keep letting us know who you think's going to win. And we'll be back tonight with the results from the keg toss. While you're here, guys, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my awesome strength content.